I want to pull up this video for you folks. Now, this is a guy named Joel Weber, I believe his name is Joel Weber, and he is a pastor in Texas. And he's at this event for, Christian for pastors. And the interviewer asked him, hey, listen, if we got to live in your Christian nationalist society that you want, would women have the right to vote? And you got to hear this guy's answer.
Wave your Christian nationalist wand. We wake up tomorrow in a Christian nation, a Christian nationalist nation as you're describing, all right? There's a lot of fears that people have. Here's one of them. Will women have the right to vote tomorrow if you wave that magic Christian wand?
No.
Okay, why not? I want to get into why not. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Because if we had a Christian nation tomorrow and women did have the right to vote, we would not have a Christian nation within 50 years.
Okay, elaborate a little bit on that.
Because the husband has been appointed by God as the head of his home.
Say what?
I said that's incredibly masked off.
You know what? I respect the honesty. I do. I gotta tell you, they're not hiding behind euphemisms.
Okay, elaborate a little bit on that.
Because the husband has been appointed by God as the head of his home. And no-fault divorce and women's suffrage, more than anything else.
For any conservatives watching, suffrage means the right to vote, just so you guys know. I know it's a big word, but I want to clear up. That's what he's talking about, so let's go.
Good catch.
More than anything else, ultimately split the household. So we're not talking about women not having a say in society. We're talking about representative government.
That's right.
Right now, there are people in Williamson County, Texas, where I'm a resident, who represent me. No one gets to represent themselves in every single scenario.
That's right.
We are all represented by somebody else, whether we like it or not. So why not have women and children represented by a man who loves them and is willing to die for them, protects them, and provides for them? I would love to be represented by just one person in civil government who has that level of commitment to me.
That's good.
So it's not about, men get to vote and women don't. And no, it's about the household vote. The individual building block of society, according to the Word of God, is not atomistic individuals. It is the molecule, not the atom, but the molecule of the family.
Yeah.
The family unit should not be separated. What God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Now, I believe that women's suffrage was just one liberal attempt by people who hated Christ to sever the covenant bond between husband and wife. And that's
say you can.
All right.
That's a very lengthy way to say this guy wants to continue abusing his wife.
Of course, yeah. Of course. I put together a compilation of, I haven't shown you this, of Republicans over the years talking about how they don't want women voting. Let's see if I can share it here. All right.
Position is women should not have the right to vote.
Good.
Oh yeah, start off with Ann Coulter.
College campuses.
Yeah, I mean, we'll lose the odd Ann as collateral damage, but
No, also we can still write books.
you just can't vote.
Exactly.
And so they have recreated this history that, oh God, it was all just sexism, and we didn't have the right to vote until Susan B. Anthony and the women's suffrage movement. And I will defend life before suffrage, because a vote used to represent the family. When we were a culture that really valued family and really understood the natural order that God intended, man serving God, woman following man who serves God, man and woman developing and nurturing children. You only needed one vote per household.
And in regards to women voting, that was the worst thing
And the
that
man
ever
made
happened
that
to
sole
America
decision.
too.
Say what?
And the man would make that sole decision. But it's for the family.
Of course,
it's about the family. It's
Yeah.
definitely not fascist doublespeak.
No. Why? Trust me, I have your best interest in mind. So,
I speak for all of
America
us.
too. Look at us now. Women overwhelmingly vote on their emotions. and their emotions. And the liberals are very good at appealing to emotions. Oh, look at these migrant children. They have nowhere to go. Look at this pregnant migrant woman. She has nowhere to go. We have got to open up our borders and give her cash assistance for the rest of her life here in America. And women vote for that. They vote to have weapons taken away, our Second Amendment rights taken away. Women used to vote. They used to not vote because their husband would make the choice for them. Now, if just our husbands and landowners were voting, we'd be in a much better place.
All right. So Lauren Witzke, I don't know if you're familiar with Lauren Witzke, but she's a Nazi. I mean, if you couldn't.
I kind of deduced that just from this small clip.
Yeah. Like you can dig more into her. It does not get better. It doesn't. What you find with Lauren Witzke, but she has the most vile opinions I've ever seen, and that is for an American. That's saying a lot. She was the actual Republican nominee for the Senate in Delaware. Yeah. She got crushed, but Delaware is not even like a super radical conservative state. Like that's supposed to be a normalish state, and that's just how far Republicans have fallen. But let's keep going here.
Did she go as far as like the JQ?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so just straight up Nazi. Okay.
All the time. Oh yeah.
Love it.
And we have a problem demographically. Single women are voting for Democrats by 30 points. 37 points. Yeah. And the fact that these youth voters are coming in so strong on an off year is very concerning. It looks like they've been brainwashed. This new generation is totally brainwashed because a lot of these single women that vote 37 spreads for Democrats are teaching all of our younger generation in these schools, and they're polluting their minds, and then they grow up, and then they're in their 20s, and then they vote for leftists.
That's a pretty handsome guy right there. You guys should probably follow him on YouTube. So I love these compilations, and they're easy to put together. Like Republicans or conservatives in general don't hide this shit. They have such fucking disdain for women, man. Like it's wild how commonplace it is, and how, like you said, how mask off it is. This mask off, hood on. They are completely on to like the most bigoted misogyny and racism and anti-Semitism possible. And I really don't know if, because like I don't know if you still use Twitter at all.
I never used it to begin with.
Okay, all right.
I think you mean X.
Oh, I'm sorry, X. Yeah, but there's so much of this on there now where it's just like it's not hiding it anymore. Like it'll show like a map of Africa, and it's like, do we really need this place? I mean, just like this stuff is just like it's just the worst shit imaginable. And these people have always existed, of course, but they're just louder now because the Republican Party has gotten so far to the right that to get any attention, you need to start saying shit like that. And I don't know if like their numbers are growing. Like I can't imagine it's still like a massive part of the population that have these thoughts, but I get really weirded out by how comfortable they are saying this shit out loud.
They're a very vocal minority. And a lot of that is because Elon Musk in the past couple of years has come out and said, oh, yes, here, Nazi, have a microphone. This is free speech.
Yeah. Elon Musk has had a big part in that. I remember there was this one thing that came up where this guy, he posted a tweet talking about, it was something about like a Jewish synagogue or something. And like, he was like, I'm just asking questions about this and everything. And Elon Musk is like, hey, it's important that we can do that. Be like, what the fuck, man? Like, well, what the fuck? I've just grown tired of, I would much rather, honestly, people would do what, Pastor Weber or Jason Whitlock or Ann Coulter or Lauren Witzke, like what they were saying is like, listen, I don't think women should vote. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's bigoted. It's wrong. But I respect the fact that you're actually saying what you believe. I would much rather deal with someone like that than someone who is like, hiding behind these euphemisms and stuff because it's cowardly. And I don't know. I think it's easier to which one I prefer. I would rather like the racist and the bigot who says it out loud than the one who hides it. But it is weird being around so many who don't hide it. It is kind of weird.
Yeah. It's really hard to say. It's definitely more sinister, the fascists that try and cover it up. But at the same time, it is quite terrifying that such a large public figure like that would just come out and say, like, oh, yeah, no, if I had it my way, women just wouldn't vote. Just suffrage and no-fault divorce, that's the problem with America. Women women trying to get out of their abusive relationships, that's the problem.
What's really funny about that to me is they all want to revert back to like this 1940 style of America. They're like, things were just so much better back then. And the weird thing is that they're partially correct. In a lot of ways, life what we talked about it before. Life was better for white people back then. Life was like, you could get a high school education, get yourself a decent job, support a family on one income. You had, brand new government programs like suburbs, which were essentially subsidized housing, which is really funny because like they love to shit on people who live in subsidized housing. Suburbs would have never existed without government intervention and backing the guaranteeing the investment people who built those houses. Government investments like Medicare, Social Security, the GI Bill, so soldiers can go to school, which is like most of the men in the country, by the way, can end up going to college stuff. All this free shit from the government they got. And we had super high union membership, like 30% or something back then. And we had a 90% top marginal tax rate on the highest earners. Yeah, if that's what you meant by let's go back to the 40s and 50s, I'm all in. Let's do it. But no, that's not what they want. No, they want to go back to the days when, women couldn't get a bank account, and certain folk knew their place and knew better than to complain because they would get what's coming to them. And like, they just want to go back to the bigotry. It's like, I got news for you. That's not what made the country profitable.
Yeah,
it's not, but they seem to believe it is.